Hey, Smarty Pants! If you've had some questions about the new public service loan forgiveness waiver, this might be the right video for you. Okay, I got a couple questions about what happens if I left my employment. One from Deborah G. She says, what if I left education altogether but paid federal loans under direct loans for over 10 years? Will I still qualify? Worked 16 years as a teacher and administrator. Thank you for doing this video. You're welcome. Happy to. And thank you so much for your work in teaching, both as a teacher and an administrator. Oh my God. I don't know how you guys do it. Before the waiver, so under normal public service loan forgiveness rules, you do have to be working with a qualifying employer at the time that you apply for public service loan forgiveness. But with this waiver, it's just that 120 months that you had to be working for a qualified employer. Let's say that Deborah G worked for 16 years as a teacher and administrator, and then she left and she went into the corporate world or some for-profit industry that would not qualify. During this waiver time, that's fine. As long as the 120 months that she was in repayment were when she was with a qualified employer, she's good. Deborah should apply for public service loan forgiveness, go through the whole help tool thing, so that way she can get her loans forgiven. My name is Kate Moody. I run Ms. Moody Money. I'm driven by the idea that good people can do great things with their money. People like you, people who are eligible for public service loan forgiveness. Now, Janet said, I have Stafford subsidized and unsubsidized loans with Navient. Seems like I don't qualify. I'm going to apply anyway, lol. What do I have to lose? Well, you ain't got nothing to lose, so good for you. So Navient is just the company that is keeping track of your loans, let's say, right? So the federal government isn't so much dealing with you on a day-to-day basis. Navient's the one who's dealing with you and your loans on a day-to-day basis. The federal government's just sort of like their supervisor. But Stafford subsidized and unsubsidized loans are both federal loans. So it doesn't matter that Navient has them. They're federal loans, and that's the important point. You will have to consolidate them into a direct loan and change from Navient to Fed loan, but you should be fine. All of those payments you made for the Stafford subsidized and unsubsidized loans with Navient should apply for the public service loan forgiveness as long as you got that qualifying employment. So Janet, let me know how it goes. C. Kramer said that she has graduate school direct plus loans, some of which were co-signed by her parents. Does this count as a Parent Plus loan? No, it does not. A Parent Plus loan is its own thing. So Parent Plus loans aren't part of this program, I believe, because the program is meant to give debt relief to the people who are actually working in the public service field. And since the parents themselves aren't the ones working in public service, then it's not extended to them. For better or for worse, that's the rules. But since they were just co-signers for a federal loan, you should be good. Apply. Get it done. Go get those loans forgiven. Sarah Smile said, I was encouraged to consolidate my 3 student loans after I completed my master's. I've worked for a nonprofit and paid my loans consistently for more than 10 years. However, it sounds like the fact that I consolidated with Sallie Mae/Navient and no longer have federal student loans is still going to disqualify me. Is that correct? It depends. Just like the other person had federal loans with Navient, even though you consolidated, you might have still consolidated into a federal type loan. It's just held by Sallie Mae/Navient. But if you consolidated into a private loan that was held by Sallie Mae/Navient, then those are no longer federal loans. You would not qualify for public service loan forgiveness. So what you should do, log in to studentaid.gov. And if you don't already have an account with them, it might take a couple days because they have to clear you, make sure that you are actually you. You don't want somebody else pretending to be you. And go into My Loans, see what type of loans you have. As long as there's some kind of federal loan, as long as it doesn't say private loan, you're good. You can still qualify for public service loan forgiveness as long as you have that employment part, that you have a qualifying employer. And Justin Downing wrote, I read that if I had an income-driven loan and my repayment was $0 a month, that those count as making a payment. Is this true? They're not looking at your payments anymore. They're looking at months in repayment. And so you were in repayment, although your payment was $0, you were still in repayment technically. So according to everything I know, I don't work for the Department of Education. Yeah, you should be good. That's awesome. Good for you. Yay, public servants. So I keep saying qualifying employer, qualifying employer, qualifying employer. All right, what do I mean? Okay. According to the Department of Education themselves, I'm pulling this from their website, I will link. Quote, any U.S. federal, state, local, or tribal government agency is considered a government employer for the PSLF program. This includes employers such as the U.S. military, public elementary and secondary schools, public colleges and universities, public child and family service agencies, and special governmental districts, including entities such as public transportation, water, bridge district, or housing authorities. Ha! Awesome. That's a lot of people. Now, who isn't covered? A government contractor is not considered a government employer. Plus, no elected congressperson can get this, so that's fine. Who else is a qualified employer? Well, all 501c3s except for labor unions or partisan political organizations. Even if an organization is not tax exempt under 501c3, if they provide a qualifying service, then they still qualify. These are places like not-for-profit, private elementary and secondary schools, private colleges and universities, and they say thousands of other organizations. So, I mean, wide net. For-profit schools are not qualifying employers. So if you work for a for-profit school, you do not get public service loan forgiveness. Be sure to check out one of the other videos on public service loan forgiveness and the other video on common questions. Cheers!